Hey guys, welcome back to Werner Farms. So today, the 8530 is going to be in the video, but we're going to be talking about the Midland Radio that we have in here. So I never really did an install video on how I installed this. I was really hoping I would have been able to before fall, but since we weren't really, I guess you could say, prepared well for harvest just because of the building, and since we were more focused on that, I didn't have a whole lot of time to set up the radio. So I figured I would at least show you guys how I have it all set up in the cabin here. That way, for those of you that are wanting to do something similar or mount not only a Midland radio, but I would recommend the MXT 115s if you're looking for a CB styled radio or GMRS frequency radio or two-way radio. Definitely recommend the Midland radios. But anyways, I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys this setup. That way, you guys would all know how I did this, and you guys could replicate it if you wanted to. This is, like I said, the MXT 115 from Midland. It retails for $149.99, and I have, for a radio mount here, the Lankota radio bracket. This will work for CBs as well if you want to use a CB. I believe you can pop that piece out also to have a larger mounting area. This piece was already popped out for me when they shipped it. I did not see the piece laying in there, so I'm not entirely sure how easy it is to get that piece popped out. I'm not really too concerned about it because I really don't plan on mounting anything else up there besides the Midland radio. So we've talked about the radios before in previous Midland videos I've done, but I'll just do a little summary on this. This is the external mic that you have. You can switch between channels on top here, and this is the mic button to hold in and talk. Midland does include with their radios a mounting bracket or adhesive bracket piece for hanging your mics on. So as you can see, this bracket did come with the mic mount area, so you can throw that adhesive on there and you have a nice mounting area for your mic. It does have the speaker underneath, which in the combine in our 50 series it was a little bit hard to hear even when the mic or the radio was all the way turned up. Dad was having a little bit of hearing issues in there. It seemed extremely loud to me when I had it in there, but you know, old age, hearing issues, I don't know. But anyways, I'm looking at possibly getting a couple of external mics. Probably not going to use one in here just because the cab's extremely nice in here compared to our older tractors. As far as sound, so it's fairly quiet in here, so I don't have an issue where I have or how I have the radio mounted. Especially being where the speaker is from my head, it's fairly close, so I can actually hear fairly well with the radio being mounted that close. But probably going to look at putting an external speaker in the combine. As far as the 690 goes, since we do have the 690 now instead of the 50 series 9650, I'm not entirely sure on using the external speaker in there though, because I've heard the cabs in the S series combines are much quieter than the 50, 60s, and 70 series. So I'll just have to see what Dad says, and if anything, we'll just get an external speaker. But for sure, I would like to get one for the excavator and the 4430 that we have on the loaders. So that would be really nice. So when I get those radios in, when I'm put those radios in the excavator in the 4430, I would like to have an external speaker in there. So, but back to the radio, I have this on constant power. That way, when I shut the tractor off, say when I'm running grain cart, I can sit here and wait to catch a load from the combine, and I'll always have the radio on just in case if something goes on with the combine, and or I can radio Grandpa and find out how far away he is with a truck. So I just keep that on constant power. That way I'm not racking up hours with the tractor. So just a nice idea for you guys that don't want to rack up hours on your equipment. So this does have the NOAA weather service. You can get privacy codes on here. I have yet to do it yet just because time. I haven't really had time to mess with the radios too much. Frequency wise, I run on channel 15 for higher transmission ranges, so anywhere from 15 to 21 or 22 I believe is recommended for the higher transmission ranges for the radios. I run on 15. I don't think there really is much of a difference between 15 or 22 or 15 to 21 or 22. I can't remember exactly what channel or how high of a channel it goes to, but you can run on the lower frequency or lower transmission channels, which I believe 7 sticks in my head on that. But anyways, it does have the USB port, like I've mentioned in other videos. So as far as wiring, as you can see, there was already power already wired to here, and that was actually because the guy, or the previous owner, actually had a radio or some form of a CB or styled radio in here. So I just spliced the one connector end of the wiring harness onto his power cable there, and connected the two together since I didn't need it to be that long, and mounted the radio there. Then from there, he already had it wired and plugged into the auxiliary strip, which is that bottom one down there. The second one right here is for the cab cam. The cab cam is also, actually no, the cab cam is on keyed power, just because I saw a power draw from the cab cams, so that were a lot higher than these radios, which these radios don't have a, I would say, a lot of power draw at all, like significantly none, I would say, hardly any. Versus the cab cam display seemed to be drawing a lot of power, so I switched it over to keyed power, so that way when I'm sitting on the end I don't have to shut the monitor off all the time. So, or when most of the time, since this isn't going to be on grain cart all the time, you know, we got the vertical till, the grain drill, side dressing, and whatever else we decide to put this on or run it on, we're not going to be using the cab cam. So as far as I know, that's all is going to be plugged into the auxiliary strip unless something else decides to make its way in here, which I imagine we will have a couple more monitors in here at some point while owning this. So some of you guys were asking me what I use for the Bluetooth for playing music. I just have this. It works pretty nice, and it also has another USB port on it, so that's why I have my phone cable kind of just hooked onto the monitor bracket strip here. This is a Lancota monitor bracket setup. That flat piece of steel there, though, came off of the track tractor's bracket, because I took that off because the bracket that's in the track tractor is meant for the performance monitor that I put back in since we sold it. So anyways, that's basically it as far as being in here discussing what I did for the radio. I do run a NM on the NMO antenna bracket up there, or adapter. I do have the 6 dB antenna that I run. I really like this antenna. I highly recommend that for any farm application use. You can run the stock antenna if you absolutely wanted to, but I would recommend running the 6 dB antenna just for increased range overall. So especially for those of you guys that farm in or that farm in hills or have rolling fields, I guess you could say, I would recommend getting that. We farm in flat terrain or have all flat fields for the most part, so I don't really foresee a large issue there of having issues with signal transmission there. We mostly just have tree issues for signal penetration wise, so but otherwise that's basically it as far as the radio installation. Yes, for those of you that don't know, we had to take weights off the weight rack that I put on for the 8530. There are 8 original weights still on here that came with it, even when this came from the factory, which, by the way, if I did pop the hood, which I'm not going to do it right now, this was actually gold keyed by the previous first owner. So it does have the gold key signature on it, so that's pretty cool. It came with 8 weights. I think currently right now we have 11 on here. We did have a full set on here, but some of the weights that were on here belong to the track tractor when we got it, and the rest were on the 4430 loader rack that we have on the 3-point. So we had to take those off, and the only reason why we sent those back with the track tractor, we actually were going to keep them, but the buyer of the track tractor wanted the weights because he was going to do heavy tillage with it and was looking for something that had weights with that kind of horsepower. So, and he saw that, or asked me if we would sell it with the weights, and we ended up deciding that we would. So as far as right here, we'll probably see some sort of step. If you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, you probably saw a snapshot of this, of what I was thinking of doing. I believe Worthington Ag has this, Shoop also, so I'll probably end up buying it through Shoop possibly. For some reason, I don't know why, Worthington Ag says it will work for the 8530, but Shoop says it will not work for the 8430 or 8530 due to the ILS suspension. Now, I do not know, and if you guys know in the comments, let me know down in the comments below about why the step, for those of you know what I'm talking about, would not work here due to the ILS suspension. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm gonna try and get a hold of Shoop and find out why and see about getting something for that. Mostly just for washing windows, basically, because this is a little bit harder for washing windows compared to the track tractor, because the track tractor you could walk all the way around this and wash windows, whereas this it's not as easy as what the 9400T was. So otherwise, that's basically it that I'll talk about in this video. For Friday, look forward to seeing more of the office, since we'll have more progress done with the office, a substantial more than what we had in the last update video for the office. And I'll be talking about probably Friday I will have a better idea on what we're going to be doing with the 9650. We did get a trade value in for it, and we're going to do some more thinking, and probably around Friday I will know or have at least a better idea on what we're going to be doing with the 9650. So stay tuned for all of that. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, and I will catch you guys on Friday's video then.